In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. And let me tell y'all that at least 90% of people go through this life choosing to be stupid. Sorry, maybe I should say ignorant. I'm not saying that anybody is better or smarter than anybody else, but knowledge is so easily accessible. If you're watching this video, you have access to knowledge and information. You're just picking and choosing what appeals to you the best, instead of advice or information that can actually be useful to you. So don't know how is a belief that you're choosing for yourself. And if you continue to believe that, it will become a reality, and most likely it already is a reality. Having a low self-esteem has become so normalized and mainstream that we just accept it. We continue to get distracted and just make up excuses for why we can't do something, and ultimately live a very unfulfilling and meaningless life. They continue day after day telling themselves a lie. They're telling themselves the lie of comfort and content and just not growing. Ignorance. It's a lot easier these days to act out of ignorance instead of actually educating yourself. Even worse is irresponsibility, knowing that you should do something and choosing not to do it anyways. But there is a way to not only grow as an individual, but to grow a whole community of people. People have a lot of questions and not enough answers. I'm sure you have a lot of questions as well. So how do you get those answers? You either have to ask somebody with a little bit more experience than you do, or by going out there and gaining the experience yourself. Some even go searching for years for answers for the same old problem. But the problem is that they've never tried to answer or experience it for themselves. So they never learn the true depth of that problem. Which is why I believe in some way you should start documenting this progress of finding the answers. You become the niche. Your unique perspective is one of a kind, not only to you but for others as well. Everybody has some genuine value that they can provide for someone else. As you do this, you'll build a personal brand that will stick with you for longer than any job will, if you just give it enough attention. Now, you may be thinking, Megan, I know what you're getting at, and I just don't want to start a business. That's okay, that's fine, but just hear me out for 1 second. Are you truly fulfilled with the value that you're providing others currently? Do you think that somewhere in the back of your mind you could be providing and giving more? Do you know the difference between shallow value and deep value? The connections and community that you can build from providing deep value. A business is simply providing value, and we all know that in this life you must trade your time for money, and you kind of need money to survive and provide yourself with utilities. But when you start to provide more unique knowledge and value to others, you have the potential to earn exponentially more. Now, if you're not interested in building a business for money, you don't necessarily need to build it for money, but you do it for the person that you will become while doing so. You do it for the connections and the community that you build. You do it not for the exterior gains like a fancy car or a big house, but for the internal gains of others, and ultimately, as a result, the gains of your own self-worth. So what's actually stopping you from becoming true to yourself? Why not give something your all? To grow your own self-worth and self-confidence, you must first give. By increasing the value of other people's lives, the result of that will increase the own value of yours. So what value can you provide if you have little to no experience? Pick a problem. Write out a list of 10 problems or questions that you have currently for yourself. The more specific, the better. And you can start by creating free content on that. Begin to educate yourself on that problem and document your unique findings and process. And I say unique because sure, you may have similar thoughts to others, but you are the only one to deliver it like you. There is only one of you, and nobody can replace that. And besides, there's no idea that is genuinely unique. If you look at ideas now, they're just an evolution of ideas in the past. And if you were just like everybody else, people would probably get bored. How I started was by using a simple learning and content generation method that I call the 3 C's. The first C is consume. When it comes to learning anything new, the first thing you'll probably go to is either YouTube or Google. Please don't just go to the short form social media platforms. They are designed to get you looking at something for literally 5 seconds and then move on to the next idea. You won't learn any deep information that way. Another form of less distracting consumption is books. And don't start telling me that books are expensive, because I very well know that the majority of people watching this video has access to a public library where you can literally go there, check out books for free, or even just read them in the library if checking out isn't suitable. When consuming, it's very important to be intentional, especially on social media. You need to make sure that you're opening it with the intention of learning something specific before you even open the app. It's okay to go down a little rabbit hole, but the deeper you get, you may find yourself getting more and more lost. And by then, the algorithm might just show you some completely off-topic content just to keep you on the app. Just start with the basics. Once you've consumed enough where you feel comfortable with the terminology and the basic idea, you can now move to the second C, which is to clarify. To actually do something with all this newfound knowledge and information, you now have to clarify and synthesize all these new thoughts and ideas. The best way I've found to do this is by writing, even drawing visuals to help you fully grasp the idea and concept. Write out your thinking process, and it may be messy, but that's where the third C comes in: create. Take the information that you have and actually create something that is teachable to others. You'll most likely bounce back and forth between the clarifying and create, because you'll find there are so many new ideas and new realizations just with the information you already have. But to truly create is to start organizing your thoughts and start the content creation process. This could be writing a blog post on what you learned. It could be sharing your opinions or maybe the opinions of others. You can also create a YouTube video where you share your process of learning, and maybe you can share some helpful tips or how-tos, and you still may be thinking that you don't have anything valuable to share. But the simple act of figuring it out for yourself is valuable. And that is exactly what I've been doing with this channel. I didn't know how to film YouTube videos or even have camera confidence. I mean, that's something that I learned just by doing. The point is that you need to start creating as soon as you can. And as you're posting more and more content, you or others may have questions that occur. Take it upon yourself to go back through the 3 C's process so you can continue learning and creating. Consume more. Clarify your ideas and create more content that you and others can learn from. Create more experiences. With time, you will see your content portfolio build up, and you will see a literal timeline of your knowledge and experience being built step by step. And an audience from that related topic will start to form, a community of like-minded people. With your newfound knowledge and experiences, you start to become valuable to other people. You do not have to be an expert to do this. I don't think any YouTuber was an expert when they started. You do not have to be an expert to pick up a book, document your progress and notes, and produce them in content in ways other people can understand. Doing that will only further increase your understanding of that topic and potentially becoming an expert. All you need to be is one step ahead of the next person. There will always be people one step ahead of you and one step below you. You are there to simply pass the knowledge down to the person one step behind you. That's all it takes. And that, my friends, is why and how you should start documenting your progress. You give value to others in the form of free content, and with time, you start to build an authority in your personal brand, to which, if you choose, you can start to sell other products of your knowledge and actually support your lifestyle by teaching others. That sounds pretty cool, right? I'll be coming out with more videos like this in the next month, so be sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about starting a personal brand and sharing the journey of building my own personal brand. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.